up, Simon?
Hey. What up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Shut Up, Simon. Y'all already know who the fuck it is. We've already surpassed the 10th episode, so I'm not going to keep going with what number episode it is. After number 10, nobody geeks out about number 11 anyway. Unless you Yao Ming. You feel me? And personally, it's not fuck 11, it's fuck 12. Peep, and I didn't even know. I'm wearing a shirt, and I didn't even peep I was wearing a shirt today. But yeah, it's fuck 12 all day, every day. It's never fuck 11 or fuck 13. You know what I'm saying? That's the vibes we on that Shut Up, Simon. I actually should have recorded the 12th episode with this shirt on. That say F12 on it. Because then my whole jump to the 13th episode would have had a little bit more. A little bit more of a punch to that shit. But it's all good, though. Message is still getting across. What up, though? Ain't shit. I know. Same here. But I'm hella excited about the first guest today. Good news is we finally got guests on the show. I done went out of my way to pull up on some folks. We finally feel like it's safe now to be pulling up. Even though we being cautious, masked up, goddamn Lysol wipes on deck, hand sanitizer on deck. We being cautious, bro, but we got to do this shit for y'all, bro. For the people, we got to get y'all what y'all need, the medicine that y'all need. We just got to be cautious when we do it so we ain't goddamn endangering each other or our families, bro, because the shit is still real. But anyway, bro, we pulled up on my partner, Telsha, my player partner, entrepreneur homie, bro, who one of the hardest working people that I know. She owns a fucking conceptual store in the city. I can't afford shit up in that hoe. But it's high-end luxury. Exceptional taste, bro. She done been featured in Forbes, Marie Claire, Nylon, Vogue. Goddamn. Bruh. My partner is official. And we done been partners for about almost 10 years, bro. I met her when I was a sophomore at Syracuse. She was a freshman. That was 2011, bro. Yeah, so almost 10 years we done been homies, bro. And this is one of my homies I'm most proud of. I wouldn't have brought her on if I didn't think she was worthy of the conversation, or just even worthy of just delivering to y'all what she know and what she done experienced. And shit, we touch on a whole lot of things. You feel me? But before I get into the conversation with Telsha, but we gonna talk about some other shit real quick. And y'all know I ain't no nigga who be, you know what I'm saying, pulling out the current events and my opinions on current events and shit. But y'all also know that I suck at segues. And this is an opportunity for me to, my apologies for the fireworks going on outside, y'all, if y'all could hear those. But, you know, y'all know how it is right now, bro. Niggas don't know how to act when it's hot outside. But anyway, bro, y'all know I ain't the type to be bringing up the current events in the conversation. But y'all also know I ain't the type of nigga to be having good segues. So I felt like shit, bro. This is an opportunity for me to goddamn segue into the conversation that I'm having with Telsha without just throwing that shit being on some like, hey, I talked to my partner, here you go. So over the weekend, Simone Biles took some photos in Vogue, and the popular opinion is that they suck. I agree that they suck. Vogue got this old ass white lady to take some pictures of this beautiful, amazing, the most talented gymnast we've ever seen. Beautiful black woman. And the pictures just didn't look that great. And Vogue still ended up just publishing them shits on the cover, just doing a whole spread. And everybody can agree that the pictures ain't great. And I just don't know why we are surprised. I don't know why we are surprised. I don't know what we expected. The lady, bruh, first off, the photographer is fucking some old ass 7-year-old. The bitch probably can't even see. So I don't even understand how she why she even being staffed to goddamn, or why she even being paid to pull up and take these photos right now. Of all the photographers, bro, of all the good-eyed, well-seeing bro, why y'all got that old ass white lady? Why y'all just don't have a black person shoot another black person? And by that, I mean take photos of them, because I know motherfuckers will be bullshit with the black on black violence, bro. Fuck y'all, y'all know what I'm talking about, what kind of shoot. This photographer just didn't fucking know what she was doing as far as just like lighting and that's really all I know as far as the photography shit. The lighting was bad, the edits were horrible. I don't even know if they was edited and shit, but I know my girl Simone Biles is stunning. I know she's beautiful. So these pictures ain't do her no justice, and the conversation is that they're ugly. And my thing is just like, what do we expect? What do we expect, and why do we continue to expect more out of shit like Vogue or the Oscars or the Emmys? And even a bigger conversation is, why the fuck do the opinions of these old ass white folks matter? Why do they matter? Why? Not even the opinions, because this ain't even no opinion, these photos, but the work that they do, the credibility of whatever platforms they have. Why do they continue to matter so hard? Especially if we be on some like, fuck them shits, Oscars so white, boycott the Oscars, fuck, like Vogue has done this shit before. Like all of these, the Vogues, the Emmys, the Oscars, like New York Fashion Week, like all this shit that upsets us every single year. Why do we continue to still give it the attention and the credit and the acclaim? So much so that that's like the standard of publication, bro. I don't even know, bro. Y'all know what I'm trying to get at, bro. Like, why do we give a fuck? Like, why I'm scratching like a motherfucker. My fault, bro. I got ate up by mosquitoes this weekend. But anyway, bro, what I'm saying is, why does any of that shit still fucking matter? All the old white shit, the fucking, even beyond the Oscars, the Emmys, the Vogues, the New York Fashion Weeks, the Gucci, the Louis Vuitton, the Pradas, the Lacoste, the Polo, the Tommy Hilfiger. Like, why the fuck do all these old ass crackers still matter? And the shit that they put out, why is it deemed so much of the standard in the industry? When we could just make new shit. There's a zine out there somewhere, Spicy Zine, shout out to Spicy Zine, my girl worked for them. There are tons of publications right now struggling to just get the attention and the eyes of a Vogue that I guarantee you is publishing better content, publishing better spreads, better stories, just better everything. I guarantee you, and I don't even be up on publications like this. I just know that Vogue ain't the best that publications can offer. I guarantee you that Gucci and Louis Vuitton ain't the best clothes that fashion can offer. But yet we still reacting to when these motherfuckers do something that ain't even for us. We tripping, bro. I'm just saying, just stop tripping, bro. Just stop tripping. Like, yeah, congratulations that Simone Biles is in Vogue. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, what does it matter? And all that matters now is that the pictures are bad. So shit, what does it even matter? But all I'm saying is just create, don't trip. We can control the narrative if we can control the narrative if we can create the narrative. We can not even if we control the narrative when we create the narrative, and we shouldn't be tripping over a narrative that wasn't created by us in the first place. That's what I'm saying. Just continue to create. The heat, bruh, the heat in all of the industries will rise, bruh. It'll rise. And all the whack shit will just settle and fall to the bottom, bruh. Just inevitably, all the heat will rise, and the bullshit, if we continue to, unless we continue to accept the bullshit, unless we continue to not feel any validation unless we are nominated with an Oscar, or unless we're published in Vogue, or unless we walk in New York Fashion Week, or unless we get unless we model for polo or whatever. Just continue to create, bro. Create your own narrative, bro. Do your own shit. If that shit heat, niggas gonna peep. Quote it, Simon. You. If that shit heat, niggas gonna peep. You already know what it is. Yes. So last week put up. So that I say all that to say that last week I put up on my player partner Telsha, and the conversation was very interesting. We went from just discussing this obsession with identity that people have, ourselves included, like why we just always tripping and want to attach ourselves to an identity so bad and shit. And then we started just joking about some other shit that then she took my joke and just turned the fuck up. But not even turned the fuck up. She did exactly what I would hope this show does, bruh. This show is called Shut Up Simon for a reason, because I hope to have guests. I plan to have guests on who I just can't have to shut the fuck up and let them talk. I feel the people that I'm bringing on are credible enough in their field, are experts enough in the shit that they do. I've seen just their successes, watched them grow, and trust their words, bro. Trust they views on the process and shit. And what Telsha did in this conversation, even though she took one of my jokes out of context, and then we, you know what I'm saying, she took it as an opportunity to put me up on some game, and I shut the fuck up and I listened and I stayed true to the name of the show. And then she gave me an opportunity to explain my joke and tell her where I was coming from and shit. And at the end of the day, it was all good because we homies over everything and shit, bro. So it was Gucci, bro. The shit was fun. I enjoyed it. She enjoyed it, bro. The shop was fire. I encourage everybody to pull up if you in New York City. If you ain't, goddamn, I'll be your ass online at Shop TA. Shit, bro. I just hope y'all enjoy this whole. We did get a little loud, you feel me? Just because we was laughing, joking, trying to just talk, emphasize on shit. So we did get a little loud. I do apologize in advance for some of the areas that are distorted. I'm not an audio engineer, bro. I'm just a nigga that can't afford one. So I did the best that I could. But trust me, bro, it ain't gonna take away from the experience. It's a good ass conversation. Boom. I'm done with the introduction. Y'all enjoy the shiggity, me and Telsha talking that shit. Here you go.
Shut up, Simon!
Funny, bro. I gotta figure out that word.
So, right now I will demonstrate how to pronounce this word. The pronunciation of this word sounds like Tbilisi,
Tbilisi.
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 So I will repeat again, but a little bit slower.
This how you do it.
No, not helping.
What do you gotta go to Google Translate and then just go English to English.
Okay, let's see. T-I-T-B. Is it T-B?
Oh, it's T-I-B? I thought it was just T-B. Tbilisi. T-B-L-I-S-I. Or T-B-I-L-I-S-I.
Tbilisi.
Oh, Tbilisi.
Tbilisi. Tbilisi, Georgia.
Tbilisi, Georgia.
Not the state.
Yeah, not the state. That sounds like it could be a town in...
They got some good ham hocks and pig's feet, probably.
In Georgia.
We're in my closet for sure.
In your closet. Okay, well, this is the future then.
My future closet.
This is the future. This is what your closet will look like?
Hell yeah. Yes, at every house in every stage of life. I dream of my closet like this now.
Word. So, what the fuck? Would it be organized like...
It wouldn't be this organized, but it would have each of these items.
Okay,
like if money were no option. If space were no option.
Space is an option.
Especially in New York.
Money's no option, though.
Exactly.
If money's no option, but you got all the space.
Everything.
Okay, then let me ask you this: if money was no option, how big would you make this space any bigger than it is?
Oh hell yeah! I would knock down this wall, and I would take that space right next door, and then I would knock down this wall, and I would take that space too. And that's actually the plan. But yeah, I want this and I want that. I want it all. I want it all, and I deserve it all.
I feel you. You have worked hard, bro. You working hard. You're one of the
you.
hardest working people that I know.
Thank you.
One of my hardest working friends.
Thanks. I don't know. Yeah, I'm a hard worker, but I also move with extreme intention.
That's been my biggest shit.
Mm.
It's just trying to move more intentionally.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I'm moving. You know what I'm saying?
Moving.
You see your
You've
boy.
always been moving. You've been moving. I know. Yeah.
But it is just the intention behind shit it just makes shit more worthwhile. But I think at the beginning of shit,
Mm-hmm.
like at the beginning when I started this comedy shit, perhaps it was better for me to just be moving like this, seeing how shit goes.
Yeah.
And now that I kind of have a feeling of how shit goes and I can see, you know what I'm saying, people little game and shit, then I got to be more intentional.
Okay, yeah. You using everyone else as like...
I don't want to be
like
using nobody.
No, but you can look at someone and use them as a template. Like there are store owners and people that I value and like, even my parents and people that I don't even know. And I use them as a template. Now, to this day, like...
Nah, I feel that.
Just like when you write a cover letter. Like, I don't know how to start that without any help.
A cover letter or...
A cover letter, like, to a job.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I would be finding them on Google, like, cover letters I can use.
When's the last time you wrote a cover letter?
2 years ago.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Well, maybe more. A lot of the jobs I've had have been given to me, like, through people that I know.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's why I be trying to tell folks is who you know,
It
bro.
is.
It's who you know. Every job that I've ever gotten. My first job out of college was accounting.
Accounting?
Yes, and I didn't even go to school for that shit.
You were in the accounting office?
Yeah, I was in the accounting department for this company and shit.
I can see that.
Bro, that's what I was saying. I was like, y'all fools are some idiots.
Yeah, y'all really let me in here. I sold park guides.
I saw that. You sold park guides.
To 13 national parks. So I would sell ad space and then I had to sell the guides. So I was like doing 4 things at once. I had no clue what sales was. Lo and behold, I'd end up being one of the
top sales?
Yeah, like at the top.
Did y'all have sales training?
No. I walked in there and they were like, you need to fill this ad space. You need to put in this Excel sheet. You also need to get me coffee. And on top of getting me coffee, you need to make sure you sell at least 50 of these guides per day.
And this is one day of work?
1 day of work. And it was 3 of us. And I was like, the other 2 were the owners. And it was me. And I had to be everything and do everything.
Oh, it was like some startup.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn, bro. They were doing you dirty.
They really were. And the pay was terrible.
It was in New York?
Yeah.
Bro,
but I got to move to the city. Like, I got to be like, okay, I'm making enough to move here.
That's how niggas be, bro.
Oh,
because you was in Jersey before.
Yeah.
You was making that trip, bro.
Yeah.
That trip don't seem too bad nowadays, bro.
You're bugging. That was terrible. Really? You have to account for delays. You have to account for all of that. Like, who has time
the New Jersey Transit?
Yes, every day.
That's a nice train, though. That ain't the subway, bro.
Come on, you don't know who's going to sit next to you. Then it's rush hour. Then you got a homie from up the street
but
trying to holler.
At least you can sit
like, it's
down,
just too much.
Like, on the subway, you know if your stop is in the middle of the line, you ain't sitting down.
No.
In the morning
I don't always sit on the MTA. Then people want to start conversation. And I think I have the face for conversation, so that's a whole other thing, too.
I have a face for conversation. That's why I'm here right now. That's why this whole show, we finally have guests, ladies and gentlemen. We finally getting some guests. I don't know if you're going to be the first. Yeah, you're the first recorded guest. I don't know if you're going to be the first guest.
That's okay. As long as I know I'm number 1, I can really move from there.
Word.
At the top, always.
Yeah, bro. I feel that, bro. I just ain't tell the niggas who I recorded before this. They should just not gonna come out.
Yeah.
Let me not say that. They'll come out maybe and just off in the future. But it was the beginning, bro. We was fucked up. We drunk. We ain't talking about shit.
But that's good. Use it as practice.
Yeah, that's it. That's all it is. It's just practice. Practice. Wow. I thought my mic wasn't on this whole time. Wouldn't that be some shit? Nah, it'd be cool. But it's on though.
Good to know. Good to know.
It's on. I thought it wasn't on. But shit, so we in Corona, bro. What the hell has been going on? Besides you opening this store, I know you were supposed to open up a while. When was your original opening date?
First week of March.
That's when shit hit the fan.
Hit. 4 or 5 months ago? Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Before we go into that, I want to take it back and shit. So,
okay.
You were selling ad space. I was accounting.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember you was working at some social. You was the social media.
Yes, I went to Food and Wine. Well, I quit that job. Also, I've had a job for like a year.
You quit it. You were just
so
like,
I can't do this. Like, I quit. And then they tried to tell me I couldn't quit. And I was like,
what?
You can't tell me that I can't quit. It's because when you're everything for, like,
how do
for
they
everyone,
tell you that you can't quit?
he
That's some
literally
slave
sat there
owner
and told
shit.
me I can't quit. He told me I couldn't quit. And so I told him,
I don't know what you're going to do, sir.
because I'm leaving at 3. Like,
you lucky I'm even staying until the
we're
end of the
out.
day.
Exactly. So anyway, so then I went to work at Food and Wine as their social media manager for FWX. So it was like a small sister site for Food and Wine. And then from there, I went to Hype Kids, which is under Hype Beast.
Yeah. How was Hype Kids?
That was
What
cute.
the fuck? What stories run on Hype Kids?
It's about like Fire Ass Parents, like
Fire Ass Parents.
like what Northwest is wearing. You know what I'm saying? Like
Northwest,
or
you wearing the North Face.
Exactly, like little cute little shit like that. I liked it. I enjoyed it.
So it's for parents. It's for cool ass parents.
Yes.
Word. Okay.
So like our audience were parents.
Who are some cool ass parents? Pharrell's a cool ass daddy.
Pharrell's a cool ass dad. Don
like
C's
him.
a cool ass dad.
Don C, yeah. Dom Kennedy is a cool
Dom
ass
Kennedy's
dad.
a
Larry
nice
June,
dad.
best dad, bro. Shout out to my nigga Larry June.
Who else is cool? There's a lot of cool parents.
Who's some cool moms? I should say some cool moms. Cool moms for sure.
Cool
moms. Shout out to cool moms. All the moms. Cool moms. We love y'all.
I mean, I have so many names in my head and none of them want to come out. There's so many though.
Who I'm thinking is a cool mom. Tiana Taylor's a cool mom.
Cool mom for sure. Kristen Crawley, cool mom for sure.
Kristen, who's that?
Crawley, she's the wife of Don C.
Oh, word. Yes. Don C, who's a cool dad, his wife is even cooler for the cool mom slide.
Yeah.
Word.
The owners of Union, they're cool. The owners of Noah, they're cool.
Isn't the owner of Noah the fool who used to work at Complex?
Maybe. I don't know, but
his name's Noah. I just thought one day.
One of them maybe.
One day I saw him doing an interview with a Noah hoodie on, and I was like, oh, that must be his shit. Because his name Noah.
His name is Noah. No, yeah. Love their brand. But yeah, there are a lot of cool parents out here. But we catered to all of them. We did interviews with them. It was fire. And then I started doing consulting.
You gonna be a cool parent?
Hell yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, I already have like a little pair of John Geigers in my closet right now.
You got names ready?
I surely do.
I got one name.
What's your...
For a girl.
What is it?
Mosa.
Yeah. I kind of like mine's Anderson, because I'm narcissistic AF.
Anderson,
like my last name.
Oh, I was thinking,
if I had to give up my last name for a nigga, then I'm for sure getting the first. Like,
that's fire, bro. I love that.
And it's gonna be for a girl or a boy.
Yeah,
short for Andy.
That's fire. That is fire.
Thank you. I think so too. So I have that. Fire. I have maybe some Lion King shit. We'll see. I don't know.
Second one down just a little bit. Just a tiny bit. Yeah, both of them actually. You can turn this down just a little bit.
Lots of cool names. We'll see though. So then from Hype Kids, I started doing consulting for Atlantic Records for social media for Ivy J. Love her. She's an artist that signed with them. Ivy
J, shout out, girl. Come do the podcast. How's she doing right now?
She's doing good.
You know, I was chilling with this girl who was in Danity Kane the other day.
I love Danity Kane. Who?
Fuck, I can't remember. She was at Bias and Leon at the Juneteenth shit. She was at some Juneteenth shit, and this homie that was there. I mean, he wasn't my homie. I had just met him that day, but he niggas was drunk. By the time he was cool, we was all cool when we got in the door. But later on in that shit, he got drunk and he was like, "Bro, you don't know who that is?" And was pointing at it. He said, "Fuck, I can't not remember her name." He was like, she was in Danity Kane.
I love Danity Kane.
If you pull up, it was only what 3 of them in the group, wasn't it? 4?
No, 5.
It was 5 of them.
Yes,
I remember 5.
It was 5.
It was 4 black, 1 white.
It was 3. It was 3 blacks, 1 ambiguous, 1 white.
Okay, I remember.
Who were you talking to? Was she black or was she?
She was black. Yeah, she was black. Her name started with a D.
But I love all of them.
Yeah, if we pull up a picture, I'm
sure I'll find her. All right, that's fun. So you was at Juneteenth. You was hanging out with Danity Kane. Yeah, you living a real fun ass life.
I wasn't hanging out with Danity Kane.
In the middle of coronavirus, hope y'all was wearing masks. How did you tell it was her?
It wasn't a Juneteenth party.
Oh,
but it was like invite only like Juneteenth celebration.
VIP.
Yeah, some VIP shit.
I love a good VIP moment.
You feel me, bro? Our whole squad VIP right now.
We really are.
I'm
really proud of all of us.
I know, bro. I'm proud of everybody, bro.
Right? Everyone, whatever they're doing, all their endeavors.
I'm about to be the brokest nigga on my team.
Oh,
but
no.
that's why you gotta have rich ass homies.
Because you're only
bro.
as rich as your broke friends, so that's not gonna be the
But
case.
as a broke nigga, you only as broke as your rich friends.
That's if they're willing to carry.
They always are, bro.
Bro,
Rich people, bro, love to take care of their friends. I was rich once when I was an accountant. I was like thousandaire type rich.
Oh, nice.
Just young, living in Houston where everything is like $2, and I was just like, and rent is like $10.
I wish.
And shit was good, bro. I was making some pretty good money, and I felt rich. And I was always just trying to make sure my niggas was good. With every time I was like, because you want to have company, and everything's so much more fun when everyone's having fun.
That company shit is real. Just gotta make sure it's the right company.
Yeah, you do gotta make sure it's the right company.
But that company shit is real. I love having people around.
Yeah, bro, I love having company. I've enjoyed more recently my alone time because I used to be such a people's person for so long. You remember, bro. You remember that I realized you begin to just kind of lose your old sense of self.
Your whole identity just vanishes into those you're around, and it's trash.
Yeah, my whole thing with identity is kind of weird. I think people just are We're too obsessed with identity.
You think so?
Yeah, sense of self. I think there's a sense of self, and then there's identity.
I don't think we're obsessed with identity. I think we're obsessed with validation.
I think we're obsessed with both of them.
Really?
Yes.
I don't know. I kind of obsess over my own identity. Like, I love it.
See what I'm saying?
But, I don't think everyone is like that, at all.
Nah, bro, as a culture, we are just way too obsessed with identity. That's why we're so, refer to me as this, which I get, bro, which I understand, you know what I'm saying? I understand why people want to be referred to as what they are or what they identify as. But I'm saying, at the same time, as fluid as our whole lives are, and as fluid as we are pushing the culture to be, and as fluid as we would hope the culture is, there's no fluidity in identity, in the whole concept of identity. The concept of identity keeps you just stagnant and as one person. This is my identity. This is who I remain forever. This is how I identify.
Okay, I mean, we're always evolving as people.
That's what I'm saying.
So then what's wrong with a solid foundation?
That's why sense of self. I'll
flow from there.
I think the sense of self is the more appropriate representation, or the more appropriate way to describe one's desire to know themselves.
Okay.
Versus just an identity, bro. Because you go back to your jobs. Most people identify with a job. Most people identify as a job, or their sexual preference, or their ethnicity. You know what I'm saying? These things are all things that we're pushing to be fluid, to be more fluid in. Yeah. But we're just kind of stuck in this concept of identity. It's just like how right now right now we're all trying to dismantle the system, but we have to visualize a system that's completely different to what we're even used to. Okay. I think the same goes for identity, bro. I think that it has, if we want to be as fluid as we want, then we got to kind of just rid ourselves of this concept of just I am this. Refer to me as this.
I don't know. I feel like I sit in that.
I know we all do. We all sit in that. We all kind of, as a comedian, it feels good right now to be able to be I'm a comedian. I'm doing what comedians do. I'm identifying as a comedian. But at the same time, shit, I'm also a writer. I also coach baseball. I'm a coach and shit like that. I also get a lot of pride from doing that and shit. So it's just so much that makes that encompasses one person to what's the word? To just kind of reduce it all to the concept of identity. I think is kind of just backwards, but it's something we all do though. Yeah, it's something we all do, and I'm just as someone you've had a number of jobs. Yeah,
So many.
Identities just change. Things
They
change.
do. Preferences change. Like your taste level changes. Like, and yeah, I mean, through my childhood, I feel like I've also been like 45 different people. Like I tell everyone every day, like I'm a 45-year-old auntie. Like really deep down. Like I know I'm 26, 27, but really deep down I'm 45. But yeah, I mean, I've known you since college, so I was the party girl. Then I was the friend. Then I was the girl with the car. Then I was, I was the girlfriend that no one ever saw. Like it's so many different types of identities I feel like I've had, but the foundation of it all is Telsha. Like, if I want to turn up Tuesday, it doesn't mean I'm not the party girl anymore. It just means that I only do it on certain days.
Yeah, we're all fluid as people.
Yeah.
As people, we all just kind of doing what we want to do and shit, and how we present, and how we present is not how we identify.
Okay.
What we do is not how we identify.
Okay.
Like,
it shouldn't be. It might.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it shouldn't be, but it is. And like all these other things that we use to make up our identity are things that don't remain constant. The idea of them remain constant, but what they are isn't constant and shit.
Yeah.
That's just my whole shit with that.
I get it.
Shut up, Simon.
I get it. I just feel like if I didn't have an intentional, and that's my new favorite word, intentional identity, like I would be just all over the place. Because I know that I need an immense amount of focus. Like
I feel that.
To get what it is I want out of life. It's like, oh, I know I want to have the this and the that in the future. Okay, how am I going to get there? Okay, I need to do. Like that times a person. Not everyone is like that. I don't recommend that for everyone either. But
I do shit because that's the only way I started to get some kind of structure in my shit, which is just look into the future.
Yeah.
And then just kind of take the steps to go in there.
Yeah.
So when did you decide I'm going to just open up a store? Because that's some bullshit, bro. To open up a store in New York City on 13th Street. 14th Street is right there. Union Square is right there.
Thank you.
This is prime real estate right here, bro.
I'm not all the good shit.
And Telsha younger than me, bro. What the fuck?
I know. My birthday's coming up July 25th. I'll be 27. I think it was a whole bunch of things in one. I think I didn't feel a sense of identity or excitement in what I was doing. Like, and I think when you get really good at something, and I can say that I'm good at social because I have the numbers to prove it. So I think when I was reaching the glass ceiling of where I was at, I was like, this isn't bringing me joy. Like, I don't enjoy this. Like, I really marine condoed like my entire life. Like, doesn't bring me joy. Gotta go. Went through a breakup. Gotta go. And I just started doing that. And as I started ridding myself of certain things and certain like mental ideas I had about me or the relationship I was in or the job I had, I was able to kind of see more so like what it is I truly like and gravitate towards, and that's running a business. Like, I love being an entrepreneur. I mean, it has its headaches. Like, someone please help me with this Verizon Wi-Fi, but it also has I get to wake up every day and demand what my day will be and see that out, and if it doesn't happen, that's on me. I love that. I love my closet. I love getting dressed. I've been getting dressed since before I can remember. I love buying and researching and all that. And then I was sitting there in my living room and I was like, how am I going to like do all this in one? And I just started writing a business plan. And at the end of it, it was concept store.
Damn. So that's what you were. This is called a concept store.
Yeah, so it's called a concept store, which means there is a personality to it or a aesthetic of which isn't in other normal stores.
Word.
And then
like this ain't no Marshalls, motherfucker.
It sure the fuck is not a Nordstrom's. The hell? And then there's also like, there's different clothing that's sourced from all over the world. So that's like a whole thing too.
From Tbilisi.
Georgia.
Tbilisi.
Tbilisi, Georgia. We looked at it.
That ain't even the state, bro. It sound like it's in
the country. I know. I was like, what's this
like
from Georgia? But yeah, and now we're here. I mean, it's not as simple as that. I could bore everyone with the literal details of it all.
Yeah,
but
that's
just really what it is. I
we
said what I
drama.
wanted, and that's also too. I mean, I don't mean to get religious on here, but there was a seed.
Girl, take us to church. Take us to church, girl. Take us.
God planted a seed in me, and it was my responsibility to water that.
Word.
And that's what I did. And that's how I am where I'm at. Now, that might not sound like people might be like, what the fuck? But that's how it was for me. So, yeah. And now how I watered that was up to me. Like, that's a whole different thing. But, yeah.
So, do you feel like you just living in purpose? Like you living
within
your
like
purpose?
every day I walk in my truth and I live in purpose. And it is the most fulfilling thing for anyone. And when you encounter people or ideas or businesses or even restaurants, like something as little as whatever, like I could be at the cash register and this person's energy could just not be it, and I will walk away because it is going against my purpose.
Yeah.
So now that I walk in that and I live in that and I speak in that, everything else around me has to align. And if it doesn't align, I immediately remove myself from it. And it's a crazy like concept to be in, because I realize that it's like, it kind of can sound a little, ooh, but like it's not. Like it's a whole different level of living, and I really recommend it. It sounds a little, ooh.
Yeah, I mean, but how hard is it to just kind of get rid of that shit? Because I mean, there's some shit that brings us joy.
For sure.
But it ain't good for us.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
50% of my whole life.
I like smoking weed. You
yeah.
know what I mean? But
that brings you joy.
It does bring me a lot of joy.
So then you do that.
But I know sometimes it could be a hindrance. Like when I know I need to be doing some reading. I can't read. I can't smoke or read, bro.
But then you have to be, I hate this word, intentional with your time. You have to be, okay, I'm about to read before I go smoke. Like, I'm about to take an hour to do this. Or to do this, and this. And then I'm going to reward myself at the end of the day with something that brings me joy, where I can just lay around and watch Real Housewives. Like, you can do that. Like, that can be your life. Like, and that's okay.
Damn, bro.
As long as you're doing what you need to do prior to.
You sound like such a boss, such a success.
I know.
Like, when I watch all my fucking, like, when I watch all my YouTube motivational shits, they all be saying, like, you gotta do that shit. Because
I dive into that stuff, too. Like, I do a lot of, like, my mom always makes fun of me. I don't like fictional books or, like, whatever. Like, I love a good self-help book. I live for a good self-help book.
My problem with the self-help, bro, I love some self-help.
I love self-help.
I love some self-help.
Always.
But sometimes, bro, I get so into the self-help that I ain't helping myself, bro.
Because you're helping the book?
Yeah, I'm just getting all these tips, all this advice, and I'm so...
Yeah, then you have to apply it.
Yeah, bro, I don't be applying. I be so busy just getting more of it.
No, you gotta take a second. Yeah. I'm reading this book, and it's called Who Are You When No One's Watching?
Okay.
And it's so good. And it's like self-help, but like also not. It talks about like courage and like who are you when like when the lights are off and the doors are closed.
What's that word for that when they say
integrity?
Integrity word. That's the word.
What's your integrity like? That's what my dad grew up on. It was like, have good integrity. Like integrity.
Damn. That's some real shit, bro. You gotta be integral. Integral. I don't know. Shit. Nah, I agree though. I agree, bro. And that's the thing. It's just like nowadays, everybody just want credit for their shit. Even they're just doing good and being well, bro. Like, what you like when nobody's watching? My mom used to say, like when I used to come home with like, you know, I was a good student, you know. So when I come home with good grades and shit, I'm excited. I'm like, okay, word, I got good grades. And she just like, you know, that's what that's what you go to school to do, is get good grades.
Yeah, you don't go to school and just fuck around.
Yeah, like, bro, like what you want?
Hell yeah.
What you want, a pat on the back for that shit?
Exactly. I feel that. My parents were like that too.
Yeah,
that's what you're supposed to be doing. Don't get confused.
Bro, she cold. I used to think, man, my mama cold, bro. She been. But now, bro, I get it though. I get it. Now we want credit for absolutely everything, for just showing up. Like, niggas who, like, if you friends with somebody, bro, the first thing they say, well, shit, at least I'm here.
Yeah, don't say that to me. Don't say that.
You like, oh, well, at least I'm here. And it's just like, nigga, duh. Like you my homie.
You're supposed to be here.
You feel me?
That's the thing. I'm sick of it, but that's the thing.
Yeah, I feel that, bro.
That's the thing. I stopped giving credit.
Because now, bro, it's just so hard for niggas to just even show up, bro.
To show up with a positive attitude.
Bruh, my thing is, nigga, if you gonna show up with a negative attitude, just stay your ass at the crib.
But people love showing up with and be just dumping shit all on your shit.
What, bruh? Like Molly on Insecure.
Just, yeah. I love that show.
Really, bruh?
Yeah, that's
I have
a
a
prime
very
example.
unpopular opinion about that show.
Oh my god, you and Hugh both. He can't stand.
Ah, see, this is what I need. I'll be talking to Hugh next week.
Yeah,
we go get into it.
Done.
I should honestly just save it.
Just say the word insecure.
Nah, because that show, I mean, because then it's gonna turn into just an episode where we just shit it all over it.
I know. Terrible. It's a good show.
I love these. It's needed. It's necessary.
And that's why I love it.
I feel you.
Will continue to stay. I also love the show.
Bruh.
But what's needed? I want to see our Black
Tyler
sisters
Perry,
on HBO and everywhere. I want the world to just become just a takeover for Black women.
That's what it's going to be, bro. Honestly, bro, I've been trying to say this to people. Inevitably, this is just going to become a world run by Black women.
And I'm here for it. And I'm ready.
Inevitably, because while we thinking, I mean, granted, bro, it's very, we need to protect Black women. Before I say any of this, but because I know how the motherfuckers be.
Yeah.
And just know I totally agree and believe and stand in saying that we do need to protect Black women at all costs.
At all cost.
At all costs. I bet. So right here in the conversation is when I was about to make a joke, and before I could even make it, Telsha cut me off and went just straight up, don't play with me, nigga. Like, which I'm not knocking, bro, because a lot of times, bro, as comedians, we like to play and make jokes, and everything ain't a joke to everybody. Everything is a joke to us, but everything ain't a joke to everybody. And it's cool sometimes to be reminded of that reality. So Telsha was really quick to remind me of this reality, but then also gave me the opportunity to explain my joke. And I'm being a little bit dramatic and shit, bro, but you know what I'm saying? Just peep, just watch. Everybody out here, when I say like the way the media portrays Black women,
Yeah.
it may be doing y'all a favor because everybody out here thinking, oh shit, like y'all ain't doing shit, and lo and behold, bro, y'all are quietly just taking over.
No.
Yes, y'all are.
No, we're taking over.
But
I think people know that we're not just sitting here not doing shit.
No, people think that. I don't know. I don't think people.
So anyone listening, Simon's friend thinks that Black women don't do anything.
No, that's
not
true.
Who you be
that
hanging
is
around,
not true.
Because the Black women I know.
No.
Are you kidding me?
No, I don't think anyone. I don't think anybody thinks that Black women aren't doing anything but sitting around. No, I'm saying that the way that media portrays, is portraying.
They don't portray us as we don't do anything.
No, it's not that y'all don't do anything. You the one said not doing anything.
Whatever. They portray us. You said it first, like the record show. They portray us as if we, as if all we're good for is X, Y, or Z.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, so
now that you can fill in the blanks. But
yes. So they just think. So the media portrays that y'all are out here just good for X, Y, Z.
Yes, that's all. Like we can only fit in these boxes, and when we try to get out of these boxes, we're loud, we're ungrateful.
But instead of focusing on what the portrayal is, instead of focusing on trying to switch a narrative that y'all aren't even creating, just create another narrative like you doing. Listen, wait. You instead of so what if you're loud? So what if you're boisterous? You have your own story. You could do whatever you want.
I know.
So that's what I'm saying. So you could be whoever. So it comes down to the point, instead of like giving the attention and the energy to what everyone perceives you as, you just give the energy and the attention to being the dominant of the race and genders and the species, and just running shit, and then like I said, inevitably it's just gonna be y'all world.
No. I have to. I hear what you're saying. I can take your perspective and I can absorb it. The problem with that perspective, or maybe not problem, my problem.
Okay.
I'm learning
self-aware.
I'm learning some words, honey. Some phrases.
Okay.
My problem with that perspective is I have to pay attention to how I'm being, me as a Black woman, and being perceived or visually articulated in the media. Like that, I have to do that, because that's the reason why I try to open a store and I come here and I tell the landlord before anything is in here that I want this store. And he's looking at me like boo-boo the fool. Like, first you look 16, secondly you're Black, and thirdly, like you're wasting my time. And I have to spend an hour trying to convince this person. That's because of the stereotypes in the media, of which, like, everyone that owns a media company, which is a white male, has shown Black women to be. And unfortunately, even when, for media specifically, even when, you know, a company or a show is pivoted or pitched for Black women, they still want us on there fighting, screaming, and throwing our weaves and taking our wigs off and being funny and dropping it like it's hot. Now, do I do that on a regular basis? Maybe. But that's not for them to then go and, you know, show that and portray that. That's not okay. I do have to care about how Black women are being perceived for my future daughter, for my sister, for my mother, for me, for whatever. Because until that mold is broken, I'm always going to have a hard time trying to open a gosh darn store. Now, I did it. That's because I have an immense amount of like strength and mental power. And I realize that. I realize I can create my own narrative. But my narrative, whether new or old, is still attached to everything you just said. Like, I'm still attached to them taking Aunt Jemima off the syrup box and thinking that's enough. Like, why are we doing that? That's not going to do anything for us as a community. Like, the mammy is the backbone of the Black community. Like, she raised Black women and Black men in households, and she raised white men and white women. That's a part of my narrative. Part of my narrative is taking care and stepping up when I need to step up. And yes, I can create a new narrative, but I can't forget all of that. That's just, if I forgot all of that, then someone would take my Black card.
Nah, I feel you, bro. I totally feel you. That was beautiful. I totally 100% agree with everything that you just said. You've changed my perspective on the whole thing. I just am kind of like, my whole thing is like you just said. And I think maybe this is to a fault, but I'm always just kind of like, I mean, yeah, this is to a fault. But I'm always on some just like, okay, but what's happening right now?
Yeah, but what's happening right now is based on what's happened and what's going to happen. We can't live in present without acknowledging the past or referencing or visualizing your future. And that's where you get off balance.
Yeah, my shit just ain't balanced yet. Okay. I be so in the moment.
Me too, not really.
Yeah, I just be too in the moment, bro. Mm-hmm. But I feel you, bro. I need to begin. But I do recognize the past.
Like, you have to live in it, study it, understand it.
No, you can't live in it, right?
You gotta for a second.
You gotta study it. I do agree that you gotta study it.
You gotta live in it for a second. You gotta live in it and understand and really comprehend what that is. Now, you can, when you learn about it and you research it, when I say live in it, I mean you need to, like, learn the information, sit with it.
I agree. You should sit with it. Yeah. And process it. Yeah,
I
agree.
Like,
you process
just learn something and just...
I agree,
and
bro.
that's what we're in right now, like, with all the beautiful new knowledge around Black-owned businesses. I'm glad you're all here now. Yeah. But let's sit in this. Let's live in this. Let's take a second and absorb all of this.
Yeah, that's what's going on.
And then let's go forward. And don't forget what happened in the past. And understand we need to keep doing this in the future. But yes, we're in the present. And thank you for that repost. But keep it up. 2 years from now, it's like that.
Damn, word. I feel you, bro. I'm just getting told like a motherfucker, bro.
Well, you're talking to a Black woman in a store she owns. Ding, ding, ding. And they tried to come at a whole race.
No, I didn't try to come at anybody, bro. I was not trying to come at anybody. What I was saying.
Part of my narrative is sticking up for us because they've stuck up for me.
Wait a minute. We cannot. See, this is divisive rhetoric. When we start to speak on shit like I was coming at. I wasn't coming at.
Okay.
I was saying.
You commented on.
I commented on. Yes, that is different than coming at. I commented on the perception. I commented on how Black women are perceived in the media and made the joke. You
are a comedian.
That
so fine, make the joke.
That may be helping. And I had a joke.
I don't think it's helping.
No, it's not. That's why it's a joke. It's a joke. It's not helping. It doesn't help. All these negative stereotypes of Black people and brown people in the media don't help at all. But the joke that I was going to take on stage, and now I'm not because I know it's not going to work.
You got me bad. So that's the joke.
The joke is that we can continue to let people think that we're fucking doing this bullshit.
Okay.
Meanwhile, you're opening the store. We're running shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can continue to let these motherfuckers think that we just out here,
dropping it like it's hot.
yeah, just throwing our weaves at each other.
We do.
But whole time, bro, shit is, we are legitimizing. We have been legit. We are legitimate. Everything moving forward, and and what I'm saying is inevitably, everything is gonna become what we want it to be.
For sure. Okay.
And that's what I'm saying.
Okay, good joke.
That's the joke,
Tell
bro.
it on stage, and then we'll see who laughs. I'm gonna have a tomato in the back and just chuck it. But go ahead
Jesus
with it.
Christ.
It's just, I mean, look at the climate we're in.
I know, word. Bruh, I'm always considering the climate. and honestly, I care about the climate to a certain extent. Mm-hmm. So maybe.
It's good. The climate is good material.
The climate is always good material, yeah.
Always good material.
The climate is always good material. I don't know, bro. This is what this show is for. This is where I would cue up. Shut up, Simon, because I have nothing else to say on the subject. Maybe I should rethink having guests on this whole thing. Nah.
No, but if you're creating a platform and a safe space of which you can go back and forth.
Hell
like
yeah,
this,
bro. This is beautiful. And
unpack jokes.
Yeah.
That's TV worth watching.
Oh, wow, thank you. But I think that also that, like, you know, maybe 3 to 5 minute spiel that you gave when you thought I was coming at y'all.
Yeah.
Honestly, that is a jab I will take if that is what came out of it. That monologue. I don't mean monologue like a dramatic delivery, bro, because people be gonna be tripping, bro. People really gonna be saying some like dumbass shit. But honestly, bro, I probably get like 50 listeners every week. So
hey, 50 today.
Yeah, 50 million, but then they're going to come back to this in 2020, bro. This nigga Simon said this. Mm-hmm. But by that time, you're going to have your 4 stores, and I'm going to and I'm going to jump on whatever the social media platform is at the time with you. Okay. And I'm going to be like, Telsha, remember that time, bro. Tell them. It was just a joke.
I will tell them. I will tell them for you, I promise.
Oh, my God.
Depending on what climate we're in.
Word.
Like if we're in a climate we're just, throwing black men out.
No, bro, we can never get to that climate. We can never get to the climate where things are just so divisive. And this is to everybody.
You just want everyone to calm down a bit.
Yes, everyone calm down, bro, because everyone's on the attack. Like you said.
Yeah, because that's the climate we're in.
Niggas just need to inform.
Just inform.
That's it. What we did was very informative for one another. Okay. And for the record, I need you right now to say into that mic, Simon respects all black women.
Simon respects all black women.
And want to see them all win.
And wants to see us all win.
Yes, and that is a fact.
That's a fact.
That's a fact, though. That is an actual fact.
Put a stamp on it.
Yes.
You got my word.
Okay, word. I got the endorsement from Telsha.
Shut up, Simon!
What you want to leave the people with, girl?
What I want to leave people with? I don't know. Just be intentional, guys. Be intentional. Go for what you want.
Be intentional. That means know why you doing what you doing.
Yeah.
Black men, listen to the black women, bruh. No time on this whole show. I went into this show. I went into this show with being very aware of who I was speaking to. I was coming to speak to a black woman who owns a shop, and I don't own shit. So I needed to just listen. I needed to shut the fuck up and listen to what you had to say. I knew that coming in. I also understand that we have a history. We are, we're very good friends. We've been friends for many, many years.
It's almost 10.
Almost 10 years.
And read the room. That's really what I want people to start doing. Read the gosh damn room.
Read the room, bro.
That's it.
Well, thank you, Telsha.
That's Telsha with the T-E-L. That's it, yeah.
Right, because she telling y'all ass what the shit is, okay?
My Tumblr is Telsha Tells, so let's get it.
Well, we still on Tumblr?
I love Tumblr.
I heard all the freaks on Tumblr now.
There's good little freakies up there. Nothing wrong with a little ass cheek, Scroll.
Nothing wrong with a little ass cheek, okay?
Scroll.
Okay. Well, Telsha, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
We're wishing you the best of luck.
Thank you, you too.
Hey, y'all know what it is. This is all I got for y'all bitch ass niggas. Sorry, I ain't gonna end it like that.
No, you can.
Nah, I don't want to talk to my people like that.
There are some bitches out there.
To my people, I'm always ending on some peace and love, so I can't switch it up now. You see, Telsha got me feeling all badass and shit. Well, this is it, y'all. Love y'all. Peace and love. I'll talk to y'all next time.
Shut up, Simon!